Hey, I'm just out for a mountain bike ride here at the moment. I'll just show you the trail. So I'm just on the easy loop at the bottom at the moment, making my way back to the car park. And I thought I'd do a video of some helpful tips for people just starting out in mountain biking. So there's some obvious things, but I'm going to point them out anyway, is safety gear. So I'm wearing gloves and I've got knee pads on as well. If you fall off and you don't hurt yourself, obviously you're more likely to continue the sport, so that's why I definitely recommend good safety gear. Next thing is having a bike that actually fits you. So if one's too small or too big, it's going to feel quite awkward and you're not going to enjoy the ride as much. Making sure that all the gear is good, so good tyres, good brakes, that the seat can go up and down, and make sure that you can definitely change gear, because obviously going uphill you want an easier gear to go uphill, otherwise you're going to be killing yourself, and obviously the seat high enough that your legs don't burn out too quickly. And I would definitely recommend finding somebody who is sort of conscientious when riding with you. So somebody who's not going to say, oh geez, you're taking forever, or oh, why didn't you do that, that looks easy. You know, you want somebody who's going to be considerate and actually potentially help you improve. So that will actually make it fun and more enjoyable, and yeah, you'll actually want to continue mountain biking. Start off slow, like, you know, I could only ride for like 5 minutes when I started, and then I was absolutely dying. And you know, there's still things that scare me now, and it's just sort of persevering and yeah, just taking your time. Mountain biking is definitely a mental thing, so some days you might feel really strong and not be as fearful, and then other days you might be like, yeah, I can do this, and just don't worry about that. You know, sometimes you can have good days, some days you know, you're not as confident. Yeah, other things is to make sure you carry water and some food with you, and a jacket, a tube and pump, and or a puncture repair kit. There's nothing worse than being high up a mountain and now you've got a 45-minute walk back down with a punctured tyre, or you know, the day ends up turning really hot and you have no water and you can start to feel faint, and that's obviously quite dangerous. Having a bit of food, and yeah, again, if you get into trouble and you don't have a jacket and it gets cold, then yeah, that's not good either. So, and another thing is to make sure you're comfortable when you're riding. So a lot of people say don't wear underwear. Personally, I think you've got to find what works for you. So I found what's worked for me, and yeah, there's so many different combinations. There's, you know, shorts without underwear, shorts with underwear. What I would say is, if you do wear underwear, try and wear synthetic underwear, not cotton, otherwise it's just going to be very soggy and it won't dry out. There's bibs out there, and if there's any, well, guys and women who are thinking of giving up biking like I did at one point because my saddle was so uncomfortable, I would highly recommend this one. So hopefully you can see it. That is a Selly SMP, the Trek version, and I got the gel saddle. So I haven't tried the one without gel. It's only $99 and it's got a massive cutout, so I find that extremely comfortable. When I lean forward for attacking things, I don't get any pinching. There is a bit more pressure on your sit bones because there's not as much. It's sort of quite rounded and sort of more just over your sit bones, if you can imagine, than actually a nice flat. And I would probably prefer it flat at the back, but I can highly recommend that saddle. Like I said, $99, it's not much to give it a try and see if it works for you. Oh, and last thing, have fun. Yeah, definitely have fun, keep it up, it's a great sport. Yeah, hope you found this useful, and I'll see you guys again soon. See ya!